As you probably know if you've subscribed to my YouTube channel, I actually like Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 and Sonic Forces, two video games that are considered some of the worst in the Sonic series. But if I had to pick one of them over the other, I'd probably choose Sonic 06. Yes, I know that in a lot of ways it's objectively the worst game, but that makes it more fun. That physics are off and they don't match the level design, and there's all sorts of weird bugs that can happen, like splitting the camera in half if you stand at a weird angle, or objects whose textures don't load properly and create weird visual glitches, or, not being able to jump in the high-speed sections, well, not jump, but not being able to move while jumping. You get the idea. And the meter doesn't drain, so you can just use the gem powers all you want. But in my opinion, that just makes the game more fun for me. It gives me an extra bit of challenge, or something funny to laugh at, or something to at least make the game more interesting than if the game was actually programmed well. Sonic Forces is one of those games that's just not great. Don't get me wrong, I do love Sonic Forces, but it's not the best at telling you how much there really is to do in the game. It just guides you toward the end most of the time. I think that what some people don't get is that you can break the automation and explore different parts of the map at your own pace to collect things and score some points instead of doing what the game tells you. So I'll say that the automation is a valid criticism of Sonic Forces, and I do think that Sonic 06 does a much better job at telling you how much there is to see and do in the game. And I love Sonic 06 because of both what it succeeds at and what it fails at. If Sonic 06 had programming that matched its design, it just wouldn't be as fun. And it's fun to look at the story and count the plot holes as they happen. Think of how the story doesn't make sense. Think of how Mephiles could have fused with Iblis at any time, and he just didn't. The story of Sonic Forces doesn't have any plot holes like that, but it's not that engaging either. It's just consistent and passable. It's just there. Sonic 06 would have a good story if it wasn't in so many broken pieces, because at times it does really feel engaging and interesting. Sonic Forces has, by most objective measures, a better design than Sonic 06, but Sonic 06 is more fun, at least for me. And to me, it seems like a game that's objectively worse in a lot of ways can be more fun than the game that's not. Because, for one thing, Sonic Heroes is one of my least favorite Sonic games. And it's not because it's bad. I don't think Sonic Heroes is bad. It's because it's just okay, which wouldn't be a problem if I had to play it once to unlock the final ending. But then I'm forced to play a just okay game 4 times to unlock the ending, and it kinda gets boring after a while. Shadow the Hedgehog, in the meantime, makes you play it 10 times before unlocking the ending, but it has a lot more things you can do to get to each of those main endings, and in general, it's a lot more fun for me. Or take in mind Security Breach, a Five Nights at Freddy's game that has so many design issues that prevent it from being as consistent as a lot of the fans would like it to be. And yet, because of those flaws, it's a lot more fun to play than FNAF 2, for instance, which, while it's designed well, it's just completely ruined for me by how Toy Bonnie works and makes Foxy and the puppet harder to deal with. Security Breach is just the more fun game for me, and probably my favorite game in the series aside from the original. It may not be this way for the most part, but in some ways it's easier to enjoy a bad game than one that's just okay. That's why I love games that fall flat in some areas of their execution, but still have fundamentally great ideas. It's why I like Security Breach more than most FNAF games, and why I love Sonic 06 so much. Of course, that's just my opinion and my experience, but if you want to share your opinion and your experience, feel free to comment down below, and if you like this video, be sure to press the button and subscribe if you want to see more like it. There's some links in the description for you to follow me outside of YouTube or support my videos, and in the meantime, stay safe, stay cool, and I'll see you around.